Yeah, welcome to Mrs. Z and Fifth. What's going on, Zaccheus?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Good to be here.
Yeah, this is the Fifth
Definitely.
General speaking. What's going on? Season 2, episode 7. So, all right, let's get into it. Zaccheus, I'm gonna let you go first because you said you wanted to pay your respects and condolences.
Yeah, to legendary. She just passed this past week.
Mm-hmm.
The legendary jazz and pop singer Nancy Wilson. For those who grew up in the 80s, or grew up in the 80s, and even before the 80s,
right?
She made her big hits during the 1960s. So I didn't grow up around the 1960s. Those who are older, way older than us, they know about that. Like people in the I would say the youngest 50s and older, older than us, you know. So I would say she made a lot of hits during the 1960s. She was big in the 1960s with her music.
Right.
But she passed at age 81. She passed at 81, and she's a Grammy Award winner, jazz singer, Grammy Award jazz singer. Nancy was and I remember in the 80s, growing up as a child, I remember she made some special appearances on some sitcoms. I'm trying to recall on some of the sitcoms. The 80s, and not in the 80s sitcoms, you probably see her making a pop appearance on some of the shows. She was well respected. I mean, around for her genre in the music. And this generation don't know who she is, but Nancy Wilson was she was basically called a legend as far as like jazz and pop music concerned. Nancy Wilson. And I just want to pay my condolences and respect to her family, and during this moment, this time, for her passing. And man, sure, wish we could play one song of hers, but we can't. But I just want to pay the respect for Nancy Wilson, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, God bless her family, man.
Yeah.
All right, so wanted to kind of get into something real quick. You know, remember last week we was talking about Kevin Hart with the Oscars and Nick Cannon coming to his defense. When Nick Cannon was on, there's a clip that's going viral with him on Wendy Williams' show. And Nick Cannon said that, you know, for the Oscars to act the way they are, they need to be, if you're gonna held celebrities according to their past, then the Oscars need to be held accountable for their past and all the racism that the Oscars displayed through the years. And he talked about how the actress for Gone with the Wind, what's her name, Hattie McDaniel.
Hattie McDaniel, yeah, she played the maid.
How they had her segregated, and had her way off in the back somewhere. And then they was talking about how, you know, the Oscars have been racist for to black folks since the beginning, and so how is it that they're not being? So they think that getting a host that's black just makes it okay for all the years of being prejudiced,
right?
You know, so, and you know, Wendy tried to play nice and say she didn't really want to go into what the Oscars done, but she wanted to spend more time talking about Kevin Hart and all that. But whatever. But you know, that ain't the only awards. I mean, a lot of awards. This is why I don't care for the accolades that they give us. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, if anything, I wish they would show more love and support. I'm talking about our people would show more love and support for awards. From their own people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you have a lot of the Latin-based awards, the awards in the Latino community, that they're more proud of that than maybe that of a NAACP Image Awards. you know, or what other, black owned, truly black owned, you know.
Yeah, because you can say BT Soul or BT Awards, but
yeah, that ain't really black owned. Or NAACP.
Or Soul Train Awards.
Well, NAACP ain't really that as much black owned as I thought it was. But it's, what's another one? Trumpet Awards. I think that's black owned. That comes on TV One. But what I'm saying is, any awards that our people are behind, that's recognizing our people and celebrating our culture, just like the Latino community does and the Asian community does, the Russian community, the Italian community, just like they do. They're proud of their stuff. We should be proud of our stuff. So we shouldn't be looking for the Oscars or the Tonys or the Emmys or the Grammys to give us some type of validation for who we are and what we do and what we contribute to this world. So, you know, forget them. You know what I mean? So
and
go ahead, Zaccheus.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know the history of the Oscars, man. I mean, I don't really rush home and broke my neck just to watch the Oscars.
I don't watch it.
Years ago was a thing where because we wasn't woke, we didn't have knowledge to know that the Oscars back then when we were growing up. We didn't know that the Oscars was biased in certain ways. But as we got older, then we found out that and then when I read more about Hattie McDaniel and how they treated her, and I was like, okay. Because you see, the thing is that back then, for a lot of us who know, I'm going to history. Back then, a lot of us played maid, like Hattie McDaniel. We played the maid role, maid and servant, subservient and maid roles. Back then in movies, it's only since the respect to what's the brother name? Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte and Sidney Poitier that broke the barriers as far as position in different parts and movie roles that really broke the mold and broke the barrier in the 90s, because Poitier was acting since the 1950s, just like Hattie McDaniel was like in the 1950s. And what Sidney did was he broke the mold with certain movies, and when he broke the mold of certain movies, like Raisin in the Sun, and even the movie before that, Raisin in the Sun, to Serve with Love. Just to name a few movies.
Yeah, but they loved them for Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, whatever the heck that movie title's called.
Oh yes, Guess Who's.
Yeah, but that ain't nothing to be proud of.
Dinner. That's what they. Yeah. And Kiss the White Woman. So that was a big like in that time. So the Oscars for years and years and years did not gave us the
respect.
Shine.
Yeah.
The shine that we deserved. You know, as you can see, as time went on, and I know a lot of people, know this. Training Day with Denzel Washington, they gave it to him during Training Day.
And then Halle Berry with Monsters Ball, and she was a crackhead.
And Halle Berry for Monsters,
for playing a freaking crackhead hoe.
Yeah, exactly. In the role that she played in Monsters Ball. Yeah, we didn't. Exactly. People, you know what we're talking about. So, and this is why we don't. I'm not even, when the Oscars come on, I'm not excited about it. I don't even watch it like that. They
gave it to Monique for being a terrible mother. I'm going to tell you where they got my well, they still didn't get my respect, but at least I respected this moment when they gave the Oscar to Jamie Foxx for Ray.
Oh, yes. Okay. Because Jamie Foxx, he did an
excellent job playing Ray.
Excellent job, yeah. Playing Ray Charles.
He did an excellent job,
Excellent job, yeah.
My heart.
He did a great job. I mean, I watched.
I'm gonna do what it do, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Go change my Go and change my
heart.
Hit the road.
Don't you come back
the
no
road,
more,
Jack.
no
And
more,
don't you
no
come
more,
on,
no more.
Hit the road, Jack.
I
And don't you
believe
come
it.
on no more.
I believe
What
it.
you say? Exactly. So those
Yes,
rules
I
right there,
believe.
good songs, man. Classics.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
them like 1961, 1960, 1959 classic joints, you know. So,
Man,
I
wish
and,
they-
and I
wish they would. I wish they would have gave an Oscar to Chadwick Boseman for playing James Brown because he did a great job with that.
oh, yes,
Did a
he did
great
an
job.
excellent job playing James Brown. I didn't, you know what? When I went to go see Chadwick Boseman and James Brown movie,
Yeah.
I didn't think he was gonna pull it off, but
He
he
really
fooled
pulled it
me.
off. He did so
I was like,
good.
wow.
He's a very talented actor. I know people are probably just now seeing him for Black Panther, but before Black Panther, the man already had talent.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, but you know, but anyway.
He did good. He did good in Thurgood Marshall too. He did pretty good with that.
He
So,
did.
yeah, man.
He did. James Brown, I think it's probably Chadwick's best movie, though. I would say it's his best movie to date. I know some people are going to say, "Whoa, what about Black Panther?" No, Black Panther did very well. Don't get me wrong, but in terms of performance, you got to give it to
James Brown.
to the James Brown movie. I mean, that
I agree.
Get
I
on
agree.
up.
He really
Get up, get on up, step on the scene, get on up.
Oh yeah.
This is a man's
world.
world.
Oh yeah, he really did a good job with that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, oh man, I watched it more than once, so I know he did a great job with that. So yeah, he should have got recognition for that movie right there, big time recognition. But did he ever get anything for Panther though?
Got nominated now, so we got to see what's going. You know, we'll see what happens. The Golden Globes will be before the Oscars,
right?
So he'll probably. Michael B. Jordan needs to get nominated for his role as Killmonger because he did a good job.
He did a very good job in Killmonger. Yeah. Very good job. Yeah,
Black Panther was a good movie. It did get nominated for a Golden Globe. I don't know if it got nominated for an Oscar yet, but for the Golden Globes, they have a nomination. But if it doesn't win, it's whatever. Let's get back to the whole point. The point I'm saying is that we as black people don't need the Oscars, the Emmys, the Grammys to tell us how great we are. We don't need those awards to tell us that. Now, I understand that everybody wants to be a part of it. Well, not everybody, but okay. I know people out there in this world want to be are in love with inclusion. But not to the point where inclusion says, well, you matter when we say you matter. That's not real inclusion. That's some bull crap. That's not real inclusion. That's still that's a very condescending, still prejudiced way of saying, yeah, we'll give you little trinkets, as my man Tariq Nasheed says, butter biscuits, so that you can feel like you're a part of what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? You know you good. Me, I don't, like I said, I don't watch these. I don't watch them. I don't watch any of these awards because I'm just not into them. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I don't sit there and just watch them all day. No. Now when these awards are dead and gone, well, not dead and gone, but what I mean is when they happen, when they already aired, we'll talk about some things, and I'll do some research and look up what happened. But as far as me actually sitting in front of the television and actually watching these awards, I don't do that.
Right.
Shoot, I ain't even like, tell you something. I was very disappointed I was very disappointed in the BET Awards and I didn't see the Soul Train Awards. I was working,
but you watched it. Okay.
No, I didn't see the BET Awards. I didn't see the BET Hip Hop Awards. I'm gonna tell you why. I was disappointed. The ciphers were whack, except for maybe one a handpicked about a good 2 to 3 guys that I think that was okay in that cipher. As far as the main BET Awards, that was trash. The BET Hip Hop Awards, the lineup that they have for performances was even more trash than the BET Awards.
Yeah.
The performances are getting weaker. They're getting weaker and weaker. The only thing I look for is the lifetime achievement and the tribute ones, because then we get to see some of our legendary artists from back in the days.
Yes.
That's the only time I even care.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been like that for years. I remember back when the BET Awards first started, there used to be some good performance lineups back then.
Oh man, and listen,
used to be
back then. Yeah, used to rush home and watch. I mean, back then we couldn't T-Bow, but I remember back then we used to like just make it a special deal. It was a big deal to go home and watch the hip hop awards and the image. Yeah,
the BET
it was
Awards.
A big deal.
Yeah,
BET Awards. It was a big deal. Yeah,
I'm disappointed at the Soul Train Awards. I didn't get a chance to see them, but I heard the Soul Train was okay.
Right.
But the thing is, you gotta have real R&B for the Soul Train, and that segues hip hop too, because hip hop was part of Soul Train as well.
Right.
The actual Soul Train show. So and that's gonna segue into our next topic.
Right.
Singer Jacquees. He said that he's the king of R&B of this generation. Now, years ago, in a more comedic way, we used to laugh at Bobby Brown when he said he was the king of R&B. But if I had to compare Bobby Brown to Jacquees, I would give it to Bobby. If I had to compare them two, because Bobby got classics.
Bobby got classics that still sound good today.
Every little step
Bobby
I
Brown,
take.
Oh man, he got classics that will last forever, man. Bobby Brown, forget about it. Yeah, every little step. Oh man, my prerogative. Come on, the list goes on.
Tenderoni.
Yeah, come on. Oh man, Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown is right now is considered a legend right now, man. I mean,
I would say if you count his career from New Edition to his solo career, he actually did pretty well. He had a time where he did pretty well.
Yes.
He's done the best out of all of them solo. Like outside of New Edition, he's done the best out of the original members. Now, if you want to talk about Johnny Gill, I mean, okay, if you want to put Gill in there, Gill's known. I'm gonna tell you what. Somebody might get at me for this. Johnny Gill is more known for him having a remarkable voice, because he still he has the best voice out of New Edition. Yes, that's a fact, and still does now. Because he still has a fact. He has one of the best. He has one of the best male voices in R&B of all time. One of the best, not the best, but I'm just saying one of the best. And the fact that he can still sing. You know, he can sing my today like it's nothing.
Yes, he could.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and anytime they do shows, you notice he's able to kind of keep his voice a little more. You know, he's still, what's his name? Still, I would say Ralph, his voice changed. Bobby's voice has changed due to drugs, allegedly. Well, then again, it ain't allegedly because we saw the movie. What's her name?
What's the brother name?
The one from
Ronnie?
Not Ronnie. Ronnie.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Oh, Ricky
got his voice.
Ricky Bell? Yeah.
Ricky Bell.
Yeah.
Ricky Bell still got a voice. That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
He still kind of sounds like he kind of did. When they do Can You Stand the Rain? He seems to hold up. Him and Gil seem to hold up that song vocally. Ralph's voice is a little different, you know.
Right.
You know, don't disrespect Ralph, but you know, you're getting old.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, voice is a little scratchy. You know, he can't do sensitivity like he once did.
I mean, yeah, sensitivity. Yeah, you know, so yeah, he can't sing sensitivity with the same like today.
No,
2018,
he can't.
he won't be able to.
Yeah, he can't. It sounds a little raspy, you know. I mean, he was out there. He was like, "You need a man."
You know, he can't do it. Yeah.
He tried to hit the note. He was like, "Sensitivity, a man like me." I'm like, whoa, brother.
Oh wow,
you
wow.
Like you just got done smoking he just got done smoking a Black and Mild. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on, my man. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But you know, just no disrespect, but his voice is a little scratchy out here in these streets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, you know.
But like I said, you know, Ricky Bell and especially Johnny Gill, they got their
Johnny
voice.
Gill, yeah.
So, but who?
Yeah, Johnny Gill got it. Yeah.
But who is the king of? Does R&B even have a king? It doesn't even matter, right? It's not like hip hop. See, in hip hop,
right?
You know, the braggadocio element and the competitive element is in hip hop. So a lot of hip hop artists, it matters to them to say that they're the king of this or the king of this. I'm the king of hip hop, or I'm the king of this city. I'm the king of New York,
right.
As far as hip hop
goes. King of New York, yeah.
I'm the king of LA when it comes to hip hop. I'm the king of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, I'm the king of East Coast or West Coast, whatever it is. I'm the king of Detroit.
Right.
Because people give that to Eminem or whatever. So, you know, my thing is, does it really matter with R&B? Because R&B, the history of R&B is not like the history of hip hop. It's very different. Very different. We know R&B originally was you know, the R&B timeline. You know, rock and roll, rhythm and blues, the blues, gospel. I mean, you know, these were all things that we started. So, does R&B need a king? Or you know, and who, in your opinion, in your opinion, what R&B legend would you say deserve that status at a particular era? I mean, people could say Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson's already the king of pop. So you can't.
He's the king of pop,
right? You can't say Michael is the king of R&B unless you're talking about his first album. If you're talking about Off the Wall, then maybe, because Off the Wall was an R&B album. That pop stuff didn't come until Thriller.
Album. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't say Mike. Do you say Prince? Do you say Prince is the king of R&B? Like, I mean, Prince is dead, but.
Well, yeah. Prince did an alternative rock plus R. He did a little R&B. He did some R&B. He has some R&B joints.
Right.
I remember, you know, you're the most beautiful girl in the world. He got some R&B joints. He does.
Right.
You know, there's a song called Purple Rain. There's a little bit of R&B. He has some joints that are R&B, but
he was eclectic, man. He had his own style, but he never really said that he never really R&B. It was just Prince does great music with a combination of R&B, rock. I would even say funk.
Right.
Okay. So it's like, what do you do? Because the Godfather of soul is James Brown.
It's James Brown, right?
And nobody could take that from him. And then we know the queen of soul is Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin, yeah.
So these are titles that we can't take from them. But a king of R&B?
Wow, the king of R&B. Shoot, if you're talking about all times, king of R&B, that's tough. The king of R&B of all times, that's tough because you had in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, you had R. Kelly was killed. R. Kelly was doing this thing.
Yeah.
And then you had before R. Kelly. Let's see who you had before R. Kelly was
okay. Are we talking New Jack? Because if we're talking New Jack, then you got
New Jack Swing, yeah.
Right now, if you want to go back to New Jack, okay. So you had Bobby. You got Keith Sweat, but Keith Sweat's not really known for having a great voice. He's more so known for having hits.
Yes, That's Keith Sweat. Yeah.
You know, and there's a video that going around where Keith Sweat and Jacquees were backstage somewhere, and TMZ said, "Yo, Keith, you the king of R&B," and Keith's like, "Nah, I ain't no king. I ain't never tried to claim it." And then Jacquees was like, he was the king back then. Right. But the ages 16 to 25, I'm the king of that. You know, like, who cares? But my whole thing is, my whole thing is, you know, I don't know, Joe Levert. I mean, could you call him at one point?
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I mean, who gets? I don't think.
Well, the '80s. Who was doing the '80s? Was Luther Vandross? Was the '80s?
I forgot about Luther. I don't think people.
Luther Vandross.
I don't think people have ever said Luther was at one point. See, these titles didn't happen. I don't remember growing up. See, look, I'm only 31. When I was growing up, I ain't never really heard too many people arguing who's the king of R&B. It was more of who was that guy at the time, and he's chart topping.
Exactly.
And who got a voice? So, who got a voice and who got songs? Because
it was not really
because the best voices conversation is different from the best songs conversation, and I can rule that out by saying this. When it comes to the women, Keke Wyatt got some of the best vocals on this planet.
Oh yes,
but there ain't too many records that you can name from her.
Right.
That's the only shortcoming there. But as far as vocals, Keke Wyatt destroy your best if your best R&B singer is Beyonce, Keke Wyatt got a better voice than her. Yeah, I said it. And everybody else would agree with that too. Keke Wyatt has
I would give it to Keke Wyatt.
Keke Wyatt has a better voice than Mary J. Blige. Facts.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Ain't nobody Keke Wyatt, I'm telling you, man, ain't nobody touching her, man. That's a tough one. Maybe Yolanda Adams. Maybe Yolanda. But Yolanda's in the gospel circle. But Keke Wyatt, there ain't too many people messing with Keke Wyatt. It's not happening.
Yeah, Keke Wyatt she really got some vocals. I mean, they got what's it called? Kelly Price. Kelly Price is very good. Vocally, she's very good too.
Yeah.
Kelly Price
got records. Shantae Moore got vocals as well.
She got vocals on her. You got Faith Evans also got vocals on her too.
Yeah, but Faith can sing, but I've never heard people say Faith is. Well, no, I take that back. Faith had a moment where Faith kind of ran R&B at one point.
Yeah.
I'll say that. People was looking for Faith, but Faith's career is not like Mary J. Blige's career. Mary J.
what Mary J. Blige has is songs.
Mary has songs because sometimes half of the time I don't even want to hear Mary's voice because it can be annoying with certain notes she hits. And then at one point when Keisha Cole came out, people were saying Keisha Cole was the Mary J. Blige killer. What?
No, Keisha Cole.
Ain't nobody even talking about Keisha now. I'm talking about when Keisha first came out.
Right.
People tried to say that she was not all people, but a particular crowd somewhere and a particular radio station in New York tried to say that she was the Mary J. Blige killer.
How could she be the Mary J. Blige killer? But Mary J. Blige had way more hits than
Thank you.
Keisha Cole.
And Mary still has stood the test of time.
Yes. I mean, she's still coming out with music.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, because at one point people was calling Mary J. Blige the queen of R&B. I've heard that before. Now Mary ain't never called herself that.
No, they call her the queen of R&B soul.
Well, hip hop, R&B, hip hop soul
R&B,
or whatever.
Hip-hop, yeah.
Right.
Hip hop R&B, yeah. Which I you know what I could give it to her because she did when she came out in the early 90s. I mean, she was real. I mean, with the 411 album,
Real Love.
and then I bought. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had some of Mary J. Blige CDs back in the days. I bought some. I bought the 411 album. I bought quite a few because I liked her music. I liked the songs that she came out with, and I like some of her sing overs like All Night Long. You know, because she had songs. Now, I've never really rushed to get Keisha Cole's music. She has some songs like Love and certain songs, but she didn't stand the test of time like Mary, because Mary kept, and she still is coming out with music and still coming out with good songs and music and everything, you know. Because but I would give her the title of Queen of Hip Hop R&B, you know. So I would give it to her. But as far as vocally, I think. What do you think? Keisha Cole got her? Keisha Cole has
no.
No, okay.
No, I can't give it to Keisha Cole's career is just no. I can't give it to Keisha, man. Keisha ain't lived enough, man. There was R&B is a very complicated market because R&B, Babyface, the likes of Babyface, I feel he don't get enough props when it comes to certain things.
Yes.
There's so many people in R&B that could sing, that have voices. And then you had one hit wonders. You had people who came out with one song, and then that's it. I mean, for a good time. I mean, let's just keep it real. He only got one song I like, one, and that's I'll Be Sure. That's it. I'm talking about that I like.
Yeah. Oh,
There was two more records that he had, but they don't come close to Night and Day.
Night and Day is a classic. I have to admit, when that came out in '88, I remember hearing that for the first time in '88. I was young, but I remember jamming to that and just humming to that song, and singing along with Night and Day. And I said, man, yeah. Those who grew up around that time, they know what I'm talking about. That song is always a classic.
I could tell you how man. I feel about you night and day.
Oh, classic, man. I mean, what about you talk about I always like, as far as we talking about R&B.
I mean, there's no
Ashanti is good. Ashanti is okay.
Wait, hold on. Now let's talk about Ashanti and Beyonce in the same sentence.
Okay.
At one point, when Murder Inc. Records was at its prime, Ashanti was outdoing, not by voice, but Ashanti, as far as billboards, was outdoing Beyonce at one point. At one point.
Yeah, at one point, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the whole Murder Inc. empire the feds came after them and all of that changed. But at one point, Ashanti held it down.
Yes.
Held it down. Her title was the Princess of Murder Inc. But as far as R&B music goes, Ashanti got records, man.
Yeah, Ashanti got records. But I'm really surprised.
But Ashanti was never the singer or performer that Beyonce is.
Yeah, Beyonce got some vocals. Yes, she does.
Beyonce has Beyonce has some vocals, but she's more her talent is more so with her songs and her performing. It's really her performing, her dancing. That's that Tina Turner element that she has in her.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Definitely
As far as being that performer, because she's a great performer of this generation. But is she the best vocalist? No. Beyonce got a little bit of a voice on her, but she's just not the vocalist that of a Keke Wyatt or a Shantae Moore or a Kelly Price is.
Or Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson has a very powerful voice, but she just doesn't have the catalog of music behind her. Now, Jennifer Hudson has transitioned into acting, and she's doing very well in that part of her career. So she's still gonna get her money. Dreamgirls, both Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson was in Dreamgirls. Yes. And Jennifer Hudson sings "You're Gonna Love Me" better than Jennifer Holiday.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's something, man. That was, I mean, remember when they was on the award show? Remember that?
It was on BT Awards performing together, and Jennifer Holiday almost died on stage, man.
She's like, ooh. I was like, oh.
She was
and
like,
then you was like, somebody help that woman, please.
Yo, I was saying that. Yo, she was trying to hit that note, and then she was like, oh, and then she went, me. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, Jennifer Holiday done turn into Ja Rule. Hey, for those who don't know what we talking about, go on YouTube, look up Jennifer Hudson, Jennifer Holiday duet on BT Awards. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Jennifer Hudson basically had to pull back her voice.
Yes.
Just to make sure that she didn't embarrass Jennifer Holiday. Jennifer Holiday embarrassed herself singing like that. Jennifer Holiday.
What was that?
I mean, good Lord. Turn off the mountain. Scream and shout. I don't say what you want. I probably messed up the words. I don't care. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was like, I am telling you. I'm like, whoa, what the heck is going on here? I'm like, why you sound like that? You screaming.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like, there's a difference between singing and screaming. And Jennifer Holiday, at that moment, was screaming. Mm-hmm. Now, let me say this, though, because I know some people are trying to say, you trying to say Jennifer Holiday can't sing? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, I'm saying Jennifer Holiday had her time.
Right.
I'm saying Jennifer Holiday now, when she can't, it doesn't sound the same as it did back when she was young. It just doesn't.
Right.
No disrespect.
Right.
But that's just how it is. And be a judge for yourself when you go up and look it up. But Jennifer Hudson has the voice. Now you have other. Now we talking about the women. Now let's go back to the men. So now you said now go to what you said. Charlemagne the God said from Power 105. What did he say? We was talking about this off the air, but what did he say?
Well, I know Charlemagne the God was saying about that who's the king of R&B at this moment and this time. He was saying Miguel, and he also said Chris Brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miguel can sing.
Yes.
He can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a question. Do we where do we put Bruno Mars? Is Bruno pop? Would you say Bruno's pop?
He's more pop than R&B. He's a little bit of R&B, but he's also pop too. He's also pop too.
Right. With this current with his last album, that 24 Karat Magic, way different from when he first came out.
Yeah, he's more. He
was singing that soft stuff when he first came.
Yeah.
He was singing that soft stuff when he first came out.
Yeah.
You're amazing. Don't get me wrong, that's a nice song and all. To play at a a wedding for the cast of 90210. But now Bruno Mars stuff is being played at a wedding for the best man these days. So
wow.
You know what I mean? I find it interesting. If you know what I'm trying to say by saying that.
Yeah.
At a white, he went from having a song from having a song that you could only play at white weddings to having songs that you can play at black weddings. You know what I'm saying?
Black wedding, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, these days you could play just like Candy. And then after that,
what's the name? Cameo.
And then after that, play one of the 24 Karat Magic records. I'm saying you could transition that. See, before you couldn't transition his old stuff from Cameo. It didn't work at a party. It didn't work. But now you can. You know what I'm saying? So no, he ain't pop. But Chrissy Teigen, John Legend's wife, was like, where does that put her husband? Because, John Legend can sing.
Yes, John.
I mean, here's the thing about John Legend.
John Legend.
I like John Legend, right? But a lot of people laugh at John Legend because they feel like when he be singing, his voice. He be singing songs and the key don't necessarily match the song itself. Not that he's off key, but the key is just random. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I wouldn't be meant to do that. Just maybe it's just his style. I don't know.
But yeah, you had one hit wonders, man. You had what's the name? You know, with Return of the Mac. But that's one record.
Oh yes. Yes, I remember Return of the Mac. Yeah. Return of the Mac.
Oh my God. Return of the Mac.
Oh yes, classic song. But yeah, what do you think? Yeah, what do you think about Maxwell
so you said
Maxwell got some music. And,
I can't call him the king of R&B, but Maxwell definitely is a household name and R&B legend in his own right. And Maxwell Maxwell started good and it still is good. It's not like he had an off. You know how some singers have an off time where a part of their career they just did trash? I can't name a time. I can't name a time when Maxwell had any trash. I mean, Maxwell got some joints, you know. Fortunate to have you, girl. I'm so glad you're in my world. I mean that. Yeah. And then when
Ascension,
when he first came out, during the Love Jones, you know, what's that record? We can do a little something.
Yeah, get that record. You know, yeah, do a little something and Ascension.
Ascension. You're the highest. Wait, was it?
Highest of
the you're the highest of the high.
Classic song, you know? Yeah. In 1996, that joint came. That was released, but yeah, I remember that, man. And you know, there's some. Back then in the 90s, they had some R&B heavy hitters in the 90s, man.
Yeah.
But you know, but one thing I'm not noticing in this day and age, I know this is a little off, but I'm not noticing no new R&B groups.
No, the groups are done, man. The groups are
done.
Some of the last groups we had was B2K, Pretty Ricky,
Jagged Edge.
Now let's talk about Jagged Edge. Yeah. Hold on. Before I get to that, you had Jagged Edge. You had Next. You had
yeah, Jagged Edge. You had Next. You had before then was you had what about
you had Rough Ends, which is a duo.
Rough Ends, and before then was Jodeci.
Yeah, before that, exactly. Before that was Jodeci.
Early 90s.
Right. Yeah. Before Jodeci, New Edition. Like we can go. Yeah. We can go through the time.
We can go.
But you're right. There's not enough groups.
There's no like,
112. There's no more 112s coming out. There's no more.
Oh no.
There's barely any hip hop groups that are coming out. So you got that too. Groups.
Oh, no. That's that too. Yeah, with hip hop, that's true.
Yeah,
there's barely any hip hop groups. Yeah.
Yeah,
groups
are not really happening. Yeah, Migos, but groups are not really happening.
No,
unfortunately. No. So you got a lot of the solo singers. Well, you know why? Because a lot of times groups don't want to split the money. Because when you sign a group, you get paid as a pair. You don't get paid individually, and then you got to split up the money. So a lot of times groups come out, and then they always pick that one soloist out of the group, and then he has a solo career. We've seen it all through the time, even dating back to the Temptations. So I mean, we know
definitely. Yeah,
you know? Yeah. A lot of our people come from a lot of people. Some people don't know that Bootsy Collins came from James Brown.
Oh no, a lot of people don't know.
A lot of people do not know that he came from one of James Brown's bands. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then George Clinton, and then and then Bootsy had his career. George Clinton got his career. Oh, that's another thing. George Clinton, although you give him the title of funk, but let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
George Clinton got some records. Bootsy Collins got some.
Yes, he does.
They got some stuff. I know it's funk and all that, but they got some stuff that's straight up R&B. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like Bootsy Collins with Telephone. You know what I'm saying? Bing,
yeah.
ding, 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 ding,
and zap. You know,
on the telephone.
Oh yeah, classic. Oh man,
I can't be with you. Yeah.
Oh man,
and I'd rather be with you. I mean, come on, man. And then swing that, and then you got George Clinton, swing that sweet chariot and let me ride. I mean, come on, man.
Oh, I mean, I'm classic R&B funk.
And I know some people are hearing this thinking, I thought that was a Dr. Dre song. No, Dr. Dre sampled that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
You know,
he did. He sampled that one. Yeah,
but that was I mean, it's funk, but that was an R&B right there. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just R&B stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there are a lot of people that we could think of and handpick at a time. And it's funny because the one thing I'll say about R&B, right? The real R&B is timeless music.
Yes.
So I can't say that Chris Brown is the king of R&B because Chris Brown does rap too.
Yes,
so
he does. Yeah.
I can't say that.
Yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying about R. Kelly. See, the conversation about R. Kelly is not too good right now because of the alleged, you know, situation with the kid. But, you know, Miguel can sing. Miguel can sing. But Miguel ain't no king of R&B. It's just
I won't. I won't give him like that. I mean, he has some hit one or two hit. He had like 2-3 hits, and then he had a hit over the summer. But
yeah,
I won't give him a king of R&B. I wouldn't do that because you know what? Because I'm from the 80s, 90s generation, so I don't give him that because there's still so much artists. Because I could sing and artists that like that's really stand out back then that can still blow today. You know, like Johnny Gibbs, he's one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That can really still, can still hold his own. That came up with some Tyrese. I give it to Tyrese. I'll give it to Tyrese is good too.
Well, yeah, you know, Tyrese, Genuine.
I'll show you know, but
Tank.
Yeah. So I mean,
and that's the thing. Tyrese, Genuine, and Tank. You know, they got some records. You know, what
they got some records.
They got some records, and they all came together, grouped up. You know, it's funny because they grouped up, and then Keith Sweat, rest in peace, Joe Levert, and Johnny Gill, they came together with LSG. You know,
LSG, yeah.
It's like it's rough, man. To me, R&B doesn't have a king. This is what I want from R&B. I just want R&B to get back to its essence of songs being about love.
Yes,
because that's what R&B.
I don't think R&B needs. I don't believe R&B needs a king. I just believe we get the music. Let's get back to the music.
Thank you.
Get back to the essence, and the music because for at this moment, this time, the only thing you would probably hear on radio, like on the hip hop radio stations, is probably like LMA. That's just the hip hop radio stations. But other than that, it needs to, you know, thank God for the other stations, and we have other stations that play. New Jack Swing and classic R&B, and R&B, and because of them, R&B is still they still will hear some records that you will like Aaliyah. You'll see you still hear her records on certain stations.
Ooh, hey, do you think
you know what I'm saying?
If Aaliyah was still alive, you think they would be calling her the queen of R&B? Because I'm gonna tell you why I said that. Aaliyah died, so that left it open. Aaliyah dies, and then Beyonce goes solo.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But do you think if Aaliyah would have still been, they probably would have been calling her the queen of something?
I think they probably been calling her the queen of, let me see. Was she, let me see. Because she does have a lot of nice songs.
Well, because look, you got Brandy, you got Monica, you got people that really didn't keep it. All right, you got Tamia. I mean, there are a lot of people we can name. You got what's her name who married Flex? Shanice,
yeah.
I mean, you got people who Deborah Cox. You got people who You got people who have came out and have had hits and had a time.
Yeah. At a time,
you know. And Deborah, that's the thing. Deborah could sing. I don't know if she still got that voice.
Yeah,
but Deborah was another one. You know, that "How Did You Get Here"? That song is a classic.
But her vocals are powerful in that song.
It was that's probably her. Yeah. That's her most notable song.
Yes.
You know, Toni Braxton. I mean, could you say
Toni Braxton?
I mean, you know, there are a lot of people. You know, with the women, the men and the women, it kind of goes back and forth. But that, I just feel like this: R&B doesn't need a king. R&B doesn't need a queen. We just need the music.
We need the music. That's all you need.
And the support. The R&B artists need to support each other. Because when you're talking that king stuff, queen stuff, then now the support is like, well, you know, you're just competing to. I mean, you want to make the best music because the competitive side of you is going to say, well, my album's better than this album.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you really just want to make great music and let the music speak for itself.
Yes.
Because I believe that's what happened back in the 70s era when you had the Stylistics, the Delphonics,
right.
the Isley Brothers, which the Isley Brothers is before the 70s, but through the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, you had these people, these groups. I mean, you had, you know, the Supremes. You had all of these groups come out, all of these artists, you know, Patti LaBelle, Shaka Khan. They came out and they just made, you know, Otis Redding, whoever we could think of. They came out and they did great music.
Great music.
And we should be able to enjoy all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, the thing is that they have they have a lot of artists that they come in, they make the hit, and then you don't hear from them no more. But to keep the music, it's tough to keep the music going.
Yeah.
And they need to keep that essence because, like I said before, when we sometimes when you give up a music, you don't know what direction it's going in.
Yeah.
And our R&B was never really sold. It just because of what people want to hear today in the generation today is like they felt like R&B was fading away slowly but surely. But I believe that R&B, and I believe that certain artists that are still making music today, okay, maybe it's not in the mainstream, but to keep it going. I know what's name Tyrese was fighting for the music to keep it going. He said, we losing this, and we losing the essence, and we cannot lose the essence, y'all. I just want to make great music and bring it back.
Here's what's gonna help. They all need to come together and start doing shows. I mean, you gotta bring Joe back into the fold because Joe had hits. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You gotta. I think this is what they need to start doing. The modern day R&B, well, not modern because Tyrese is not modern. Okay, right. The late 90s, early 2000s R&B artists need to come together and do these shows just like the 70s era concerts that you can catch these days. Like these days, you can see the Whispers, the Manhattans, the Isleys, and the Stylistics, all on one stage. So it should be a situation where we should be able to see Jagged Edge, 112.
Yes. 112.
Joe, Tyrese.
Tyrese.
You know, we should be able to see all of y'all, Music Soul Child. We should be able to see all of y'all on one stage these days.
What they do?
You gotta have more. You got the R&B. We need more R&B like festivals. Yes. Like we got Essence, but we need more. We need more than that. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes they would bring it. Sometimes they would have shows in New York City that they will bring out the New Jack Swing era. They'll bring out the '90s R&B, and they'll have one concert. Then you don't hear of a concert after that no more. They have one concert during the and I'm talking about during Valentine's time.
Once a year.
Valentine's,
once a year.
Valentine's time, they would bring out the old school. They call it the old school '90s R&B. And sometimes they'll bring a lot of these artists on stage. I know one year my wife, we seen Faith Evans, and it was SWV.
Yeah.
And there was this is name a few, and there was Jagged Edge, and let's go in, and it was this kid. Look, it was a good concert, but it's like, and then Faith Evans was there too. It was a good concert, but they just need to bring it. And Carl Thomas Thomas. They need to just bring it back and just keep it going because because let's face it, man.
They need to do that while they're still alive, man. I mean, we can't see. There's so many people we can't see no more, man.
Yeah, no one in the sad because when they remember them when they're gone. They play their music all day long, and it's not right. They play them.
I know. That's why I'm young, but I grew up loving Teddy Pendergrass, Al Green,
okay,
Marvin Gaye, and and we can't see Marvin Gaye. We can't see Luther.
No.
I mean, we got Al Green, but Al Green is not really. Al's not singing a lot of the older joints. He's singing his gospel joints.
Oh yeah, Al Green. What is this? Yeah, a lot of them are not. A lot of them are retired too.
Right.
I know. What's the name? Just retired. What's the lady name? She just retired. A few artists just retired. But I know. Anita Baker retired from the stage.
Yeah.
Thing,
She did her last tour.
Anita Baker. Yeah.
She did her last tour.
She retired. Patti LaBelle's still singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still. Yeah, she's like in her 70s. She's still.
Yeah.
Still Patti LaBelle.
Mariah Carey is putting out new music once again. That's interesting.
Oh, she is. Oh.
And Mariah Carey used to have. It's changing a bit, unfortunately. But Mariah Carey was another one of the best voices. Up there with, she was basically called the second coming of Minnie Riperton at one point.
Whoa, the second coming of Minnie Riperton?
Yeah, because, Minnie Riperton, they were saying how many singers can do Loving You besides Minnie? Because Minnie's gone. Minnie's gone. Minnie died young.
She's gone.
But they said how many singers can do Loving You? Mariah could do it.
You know who could do it too?
Shantae Moore did it at one point on an episode of Girlfriends.
You know who can do it too? That can sing that?
Who?
Denise Williams. I don't know if you remember her, Denise.
Yeah, I do. I do because Denise got her own career.
She's the 80s.
Yeah, and
Denise, she's the 80s. Yeah.
Denise got on right exactly. Denise got her own career. Please, there's not many people who could do Denise Williams songs.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Shoot,
no, we can't. No,
we want to get technical. But there's some good. There are some people out there. I mean, once upon a time ago, Lauryn Hill's voice was just very good. Selena Johnson has a good voice. I like Selena. But you know what? You know the thing about Lauryn? Here's the debate. The debate is Lauryn, would you give credit for Lauryn for being a great singer or a great rapper? Man, you can give her credit for both. Because as a lyricist, she's one of the best, not just female rappers, but rappers, period. I mean, her lyrics game is crazy.
Yeah. She's her lyrically, she's good, man.
She's better than a lot of men out there, man. And as far as singers, okay, that album was like half hip hop, half R&B. It was a great album. The Miss Education of Lauryn Hill.
Education of Lauryn Hill.
Jesus.
Classic, yeah.
Jesus.
You would play it today and it's a classic.
Oh, that's a timeless album.
Yeah.
That's a timeless album. Girl, you better watch out. Cause guys, some guys only about that thing.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. You ain't messing with that.
Yeah.
And she had bars on that song. She had a voice had bars on that song. Everything is everything.
Everything is everything.
Lost one, even though she was going at Wyclef in that record.
But let me tell you something. The whole album,
X Factor.
X Factor.
That's the record right there.
Had messages throughout the music. Just message throughout the album. You don't get that conscious plus vocals, R&B vocals plus hip hop lyrics, man. Yeah.
All right, so
1998.
we're gonna get up out of here, but what's your final opinion on just whatever last words you got, man? Just let me know what you think about today, man. What we talked about, man.
Man, as far as the music, we missing the essence of this good music, good R&B, soul music, and it's good to hear that certain venues are trying to keep it alive. Certain companies are trying to keep it alive. So we gotta keep it going.
Hey man,
it's good to keep it good. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to get me a hat specially made that says "Make R&B Great Again," because we need that, man.
Yeah, we need it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it all boils down to this. I don't know who the king of R&B is. In my opinion, I don't have a king of R&B.
Right.
There are good vocals out there. There are men and women who, I don't know who the queen is. I don't know no queen of R&B, but there are men and women who have came out and they've had great songs, and then we haven't saw them anymore. Unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But it's just the music, man.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get out of here. Zaccheus, where can they reach you, man?
Hey, you can reach me at Wayne Zaccheus Bacchus on Facebook, also on Twitter, Wayne Bacchus 2 on Twitter, also on Instagram, Zaccheus B73 on Instagram.
All right. Holla at me, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Fifth General. All right. Yeah. Let me just say this. For those who've been listening to the podcast for the last couple of episodes, you're probably wondering, why are they not on audiomac.com anymore? Well, because due to getting a sponsor, we don't want AudioMac taken away from our numbers from being played on Spotify and everything. And our sponsor benefits only when our stuff is being streamed through Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. So due to getting a sponsor, we're not gonna put stuff on audiomac.com anymore. That's just what that boils down to. Just because of the sponsor, it just makes, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That's just where we're at right now.
Hey.
And we're thankful for where we're at right now. So it goes to show you that this podcast has grown. And our passion for this podcast stays put, because we're not letting up. So all right, that's all I wanted to say. So after this episode, we will take a short break, not too long. We'll just come back after New Year's. So
okay.
So for those who don't hear us next week, Merry Christmas and also Happy New Year. And we'll be back. We'll reconvene this. Let's see. After New Year's, we'll come back. Either don't know what day, but after New Year's, we'll be back. So we'll be back
after New Year's. For sure.
So we'll see y'all in January. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Y'all be blessed. This is another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth.
Zaccheus, that's right.
And the Fifth General signing off. We'll see y'all next time.
Oh yeah, next time.
Peace.